Hello and welcome to a new lesson. This lesson will be the first lesson in the Almost Everything About Secure Shell course. This lesson is an introduction about Secure Shell. We will know together what is Secure Shell, how does Secure Shell work, the history of Secure Shell, and the uses of Secure Shell. Okay, let's start the lesson, and our first question is what is Secure Shell? Secure Shell, or as to pronounce SSH, is a network protocol to exchange data in a secure way between two computers. The main purpose of SSH is to administrate and execute commands on a remote computer. SSH is used by other protocols such as Secure Copy Protocol or SCP and Secure File Transfer Protocol or SFTP to transfer and manage files between two computers. Okay, after we defined what is Secure Shell, let's take a look on how does Secure Shell work. Let's say that you are a Linux system administrator who is working from the company office in Cairo, and there is an issue on the company's web server which is located in a data center in USA. As the IT guy who is responsible for the web server, you need to connect to the server in USA to solve the issue. So let me ask two questions. The first question is, how can you connect to the remote server which is located in USA and do some work on the remote server? The second question is, how can you be sure that any transferable data between your company and the remote server is secure? Okay, now let me hear your answer on the two questions. Great, you are right. You can connect to the remote server using the SSH protocol. The SSH protocol is the only way which will allow you to connect to a remote machine, and it will guarantee that the communication between you and the remote server is secure. Okay, let's explain how does Secure Shell work on this image. Here your laptop, and you installed a PuTTY software on the laptop. The PuTTY is the SSH client which will be used to connect to the remote web server via SSH protocol. The PuTTY starts a session to connect to the SSH server installed on the web server. The SSH server will try to verify that the PuTTY has the right authentication to accept the connection. Once the connection verified by the SSH server, a tunnel connection will be established and all data goes from the SSH client will be encrypted in the tunnel. And if someone in the middle is trying to sniff the data, he will get an encrypted data which he cannot understand. SSH server is the only one who can decrypt the data, and by that you are sure that the connection between your laptop and the server is secure. I think this is the simplest way to explain how does a Secure Shell work. Now let's move to the history of Secure Shell. The history of Secure Shell starts in 1995 when the Helsinki University of Technology, which is located in Finland, was a victim of password sniffing. At this time there was a young researcher start developing SSH version 1 protocol, and he started using it for himself. After a while he realized that his product gets attention, so he released the SSH1 to the public as a free software with the source code in July 1995. By the end of the 1995 year, there were an estimated 20,000 users across the world adopted the SSH1. The researcher who founded the Secure Shell is Tato Yellinen. By the end of 1995, Tato Yellinen had founded SSH Communication Security. He founded the company to provide support for users who adopted SSH version 1. The later versions released by SSH Communications Security evolved into increasingly proprietary software. It is estimated that as of 2000, there were 2 million users of SSH. In 1999, developers wanting a free software version to be available went back to the older 1.2 release of the original SSH program, which was the last released under an open source license. Bjorn Gronvalds started working on the last open source release of the original SSH program. Shortly thereafter, OpenBSD developers forked Gronvalds' code and did extensive work on it, creating OpenSSH, which shipped with the 2.6 release of OpenBSD. From this version, a portability branch was formed to port OpenSSH to other operating systems. As 2005 OpenSSH was the single most popular SSH implementation, coming by default in a large number of operating systems. And by this we took an overview on the history of Secure Shell, so let's move to some of Secure Shell uses. We use SSH for logging to a shell on a remote host. We use SSH for executing a single command on a remote host. We use the SSH to secure file transfer, and we can combine SSH with our sync to backup, copy, and mirror files efficiently and securely. And for more information about Secure Shell uses, please read the guide which is coming with this course. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson.